Hey, again, just to kind of remind you, we're going to break over section 5 over 2 days, and then we're done with the chapter already. Okay? So, just so that you guys know that. Today's stuff is not going to take an overly long time. We're going to get through it pretty quickly because it's something that you guys know how to do already, just a refresher. But what you're going to do now is we have equal signs. If you noticed yesterday was just adding and subtracting. There was no equal signs. Now we're going to figure out what x is. Okay? So for this particular one, the first concept that I'm going to give you is something like this, where it says 3 over x plus 1 equals 9 over 4x plus 5. Okay? Now, recall some things from your prior math knowledge. How would you solve this? Cross multiplying is one option. Another option is to multiply everything by a common denominator to get rid of fractions. We're not going to do that today. We're actually just going to cross multiply today. Every single one of the problems that I'm going to give you today is cross multiplicable. If that's even a word, I just made it up. Okay? So for that particular concept, every single one of these we can cross multiply and we can find the answer. So when we cross multiply, it doesn't matter which way you go first, as long as when you cross multiply, you get the right thing. What's 9 times x plus 1? 9x plus 9. The big culprit for that is that people do the 9x and they forget about the 9. They say 9x plus 1 still and not 9x plus 9. So be very careful with that when you're cross multiplying. The next part, what's 3 times 4x plus 5? 12x plus 15. Again, the 3 needs to go to both pieces, not just the front. It's a big mistake for a lot of people. Now, how do I solve for x? Get the x's to one side, numbers to the other, right? So I'm going to subtract 9x to both sides because I like to have my x positive, which means I'm going to subtract 15. So what is 9x minus 9x? What's 9 minus 15? Negative 6. What's 12 minus 9? And what's 15 minus 15? So how do I get x by itself then? Divide by 3. And what is negative 6 divided by 3? Now, something that might show up. There are going to be things that we're going to talk about, maybe more tomorrow than today, but in case it does show up, called extraneous solutions. Extraneous means the fact that you found an answer, you did a great job, but the answer doesn't work. What I mean by that is if I plug negative 2 back into the equation, are any of the bottoms equal to 0? What's negative 2 plus 1? Negative 1, I'm still good, right? What's 4 times negative 2? Plus 5? Not 0. The point is, when you plug it back in, if it equals 0 on the bottom, you need to throw that number away. Why do you throw it away if it equals 0 on the bottom? Can't divide by 0, right? It's not possible. The 11th commandment states, thou shalt not divide by 0, so therefore, not going to happen. Would you like me to do another one of these?
No.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Okay. For the most part, yeah.
So no.
There's not a catch. Jeepers, you guys. Okay.
There is.
2/3 to 3/4 of your assignment is just doing that. Okay? The other quarter comes from word problems.
That's the catch. What the heck?
Okay. So the last couple questions on your assignment are word problems. That's the catch.
You said there wasn't one, so you lied to us.
Every catch. Okay. The examples that you're going to see, it's going to look something like this. It's going to say an alloy is formed by mixing two or more metals. Sterling silver is an alloy composed of 92.5% silver and 7.5% copper by weight. You have 15 ounces of 800 grade silver, which is 80% silver and 20% copper by weight. How much pure silver should you mix with an 800 grade silver to make sterling silver? Okay? So, first of all, percent of copper in the mixture was 7.5%. How do you write that as a decimal? As a decimal.
7.1%?
Okay? Another acceptable way of writing that, if you want to make it look like what we've been doing, or what we did on the first one, is you take 7.5 divided by 100. Why is it divided by 100? It's a percent. Right, that's how I get the decimal. Now, the next part is, how much weight of the copper was in the mixture? It said it was 20%, and it said you had 15 grams of it. So 20% is 0.2, and 15 grams of it is how much you have. Okay? Divided by, and then the total weight of the mixture. You have 15, but you're adding more in. So 15 plus, I don't know. So, at this point, it becomes a cross-multiply situation. So, first thing I want to know is, what's 0.2 times 15? Three. If I cross-multiply, what's 100 times 3? Good. Then when I go the other route, what's 7.5 times 15 plus x? Plus 7.5x. Good. Now what? Minus 112.5 to both sides. 7.5x equals 300 minus 112.5 is what? 187.5. Now, what's the last step? Equals how much? 25 what? What's the unit of measurement for the weight? Do you want me to read it again? It was 15 ounces of stuff that you had. So ounces, right. How do you abbreviate ounces? Right, Oz. Okay. This is how your word problems are going to be set up today. They're very similar to example number 2 that was on page 392. Okay? What do you think?
Yep.
So, on page 396, four through 10 evens, and 11 through 13.